Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, May 13th, 2014. The American military is flying manned surveillance aircraft over northern Nigeria now, searching for the 300 missing school children that are being held by Boko Haram. As we previously reported, there already is an American military presence in Chad, intent on rooting out the sanctuary areas in the southern part of the country where Boko Haram goes, crossing the border to avoid Nigerian pursuit. A top European Union court has ruled that Google must amend some search results at the request of ordinary people in a test of the so-called, quote, right to be forgotten. The EU Court of Justice said links to irrelevant and outdated data should be erased on request. The case was brought by a Spanish man who complained that an auction notice of his repossessed home on Google search results infringed upon his privacy. The judgment earlier today in Luxembourg said that people had the right to request information be removed if it appeared to be, quote, inadequate, irrelevant, or no longer relevant. Google said the ruling was disappointing. American International Group's search for its next CEO seems to have narrowed down to two internal candidates. This is according to the Wall Street Journal. Peter Hancock and Jay Wintrob have emerged as the two likely candidates who would succeed outgoing CEO Robert Benmosh, who said that he's going to step down next year. Hancock is the head of AIG's global P&C business, and Wintrob leads the life insurance and retirement business. There was a 6.8 earthquake off the coast of Panama earlier today. It struck about 81 miles south of the city of David out in the Pacific Ocean. No reports of any damage or tsunami. The U.S. Geological Survey recorded 5 earthquakes in Oklahoma on Sunday. The largest quake was a 3.0. During the past 7 days, the service has recorded 19 earthquakes in Oklahoma. During the last 30 days, 96 earthquakes in Oklahoma, and since the first of the year, more than 300 earthquakes in Oklahoma. And Oklahoma is currently the only state east of the Rockies that is currently under an earthquake warning. Florida has gone 8 years without a hurricane, but property owners apparently are just beginning to see small relief on insurance rates. Storm or no storm, rates have been trending upward. They seem to be finally receding this year, albeit very slowly, in large part because the cost of reinsurance is going down. Florida Insurance Commissioner Kevin McCarty said 6 of the state's 30 major property insurers have recently approved or are pending requests for a rate cut of between 2.4 and 9.2%. The outlier is American Bankers Insurance Company, which just received approval for a 15.4% rate cut. McCarty said that some companies were waiting to see the extent of their reinsurance savings as the renewal period progressed. Global loss adjuster Cunningham Lindsey announced the appointment of former Lloyd's CEO Richard Ward as executive chairman with effect from the 9th of June. Ward is currently also the non-executive chairman of Lloyd's carrier Brit. Speaking of Brit, they said today that their premium income grew 1.2% during the first quarter of 2014, and they also unveiled a deal to acquire the renewal rights to QBE's London aviation business. Under the deal with QBE, all of the Australian insurer's London-based aviation underwriting and claims staff will transfer to Brit. Brit said it expects to begin renewing the QBE book through its own syndicate 2587 at Lloyd's on the 1st of June. Several thousand Vietnamese workers have protested at Chinese-owned factories in Vietnam against the Chinese government's deployment of an oil rig in waters claimed by Vietnam. Photos circulating on the internet show people pushing over fences at one industrial park and breaking windows at a factory. An executive at the park said the protests began Monday night and by Tuesday had hit 4 separate different industrial parks. Vietnam has reacted angrily to the deployment of a deep-sea oil rig on May 1st close to the Paracel Islands, which are controlled by China but claimed by Vietnam. Well, in the lead-up to the World Cup next month in Brazil, there have been nothing but mounting problems. Now there's another problem. There's one heck of a water shortage in the country's largest city, Sao Paulo. In April, for instance, it rained only 0.6 of 1 millimeter. The normal rainfall in April is over 83 millimeters. The largest reservoir in Sao Paulo, which supplies water to the metropolis of 9 million people, is now down to a level of 8.9% of its maximum capacity. At this time last year, it was at 62%. The water shortage seems to have grown into a serious problem just a few weeks before the soccer World Cup is being held there. The government's now considering the possibility of releasing all the water at the bottom of dams that have been created to pent up rivers to create these reservoirs. This water at the bottom of the dams is called dead volume water. They're going to install 17 pumps with an investment of $40 million to pump out the dead volume water so that the current system can continue to work. Right now, the system can't reach that water. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be drinking dead volume water that's been lying at the bottom of a dam for God knows how long. Hopefully it'll rain in Brazil. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.